It's a Freemont show. Sit down with me, let them breathe. It's dangerously, it's doubling me. It's a it's a Freemont show.
Hello and welcome to another Fremont show. I'm Freemont Barrington. This is my co-host Lawrence Backcorner. Lawrence is wearing a little a haircut this evening.
Let's do a little. Let's get a little.
Let's have a little look here.
Little ladies' night here on the Fremont show.
I don't know. You're kind of a little Partridge Family, maybe. I don't know.
Nice
a little less of the
angle of pursuit.
The deadly Lawrence we know on the streets that hangs out in alleyways and and speaks the truth to.
Well, what this is all about, and you'll see this in the coming weeks, is that I'm developing my own religion, and I wanted to really have a face that's going to reach out there and grab people.
Okay.
Wherever. I'm just trying to get a good grab.
So you're going for more of a clean-cut look?
I wouldn't say it's. I mean, it's a highly sexualized look, isn't it?
Aspect?
Yeah, just to sort of. I want to spread it around. I was in at the office today. I'll tell you this quick joke before we get rolling. I was in at the office today, and a woman looks at me and says, "I like the trim," and I said, "I do too."
Well, I'm glad you mentioned religion, Lawrence, because I'll tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, as you know, I'm Fremont Barrington. I am a practical radical, I like to call myself, and occasionally I will be contacted by the youth, if you will, okay? As everyone knows, every revolution should be an organization of the youth, of organizing the youth.
It's got a reek of pheromones, those kids, their life force, we need it.
Absolutely. So anywho, I was contacted by a local co-ed, Lawrence.
Whoa.
That might get your juices stirring a little bit.
I'm now paying attention again.
A local co-ed who attends a college in the Massachusetts area. I don't know, should we reference it? It's a Catholic school.
It doesn't mean
Worcester,
a damn
Massachusetts.
I can tell you that much.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Be enough information for those.
I think maybe it'll be enough. Maybe it'll come up in conversation. It's a Catholic Jesuit school in Worcester, Massachusetts that has a large Irish Catholic population of students, and probably some well-off students. Anyhow, so I was contacted by a local co-ed there, name's Katie, who came to me kind of perturbed. You know, Fremont, these apathetic students who I'm, going to school with, essentially were rubbing her the wrong way. She was feeling like...
well, that sounds illegal. Oh,
she was feeling like she... maybe not rubbing her, the social, the culture there.
The kids with their Jersey Shore and their Four Loko.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, exactly.
And your DJ Tiesto.
So what she wanted to do was have Fremont, myself, write a little piece in the local college newspaper and send it out to the youth, a call to arms, so to speak, Lawrence, a call to arms to the youth of this particular college in Worcester, Massachusetts, to try to get them off their asses, basically, and get them, doing something meaningful.
Light a fire in their hearts.
However, what recently happened was a man, a former graduate, I guess, of this institution, wrote a piece in which he described the student body as being a bunch of liberal, women's lib, pro-choice morons who didn't really, speak well of the, who supported the vagina monologues and didn't really speak well of the college
Women's
as
lib,
a whole.
Women's lib, that's poor writing, because women's lib is, the battle's, it's over, ladies, okay? Other than, I was a victim, and I can share the pain, essentially, of childbirth, because the wallet is sort of like the womb to a man. But when I went to go get this haircut, the woman said, we're going to have to charge you the women's rates for my haircut, which was more than the men. So with your double double standard, excuse me, and gender roles, I had to then fork more money over.
Well, Lawrence, this is a whole other discussion we can get into
Well,
another day
it
here.
related to me. So
anyway, this is the man who wrote in is apparently a Tea Party supporter, and he felt like the students at the Catholic school were not doing a well enough job. I guess going out
back to 1955.
Exactly. The Catholic, the kids,
women,
the rock music,
other religion. I think the Catholics are doing a smash-up job of turning back the clocks. Kudos, if that's your bag.
Exactly. So anyhow, she wrote a piece to the paper in response to that, and the piece was essentially, I guess, taken off their website. Maybe she gave us a little more detail, but it was a response to this man, which unfortunately I couldn't get on their website to get his name. This Tea Party
sounds like a real stud.
Fellow, whatever his name be. Anyhow, she wanted some advice. So I said I would call her up on the show, live on the air, and we'd talk to the youth. All right. So here it is, ladies and gentlemen. Let me give a call here.
I think I have an exposed nerve in my tooth. That water's very cold here. Just a little patter while you dial, little dialing music.
I do like your your dialing music.
Hello?
Hello, this is Fremont. You're on the air. Is this Katie?
Ah, Fremont. How are you doing?
Good to speak with you. So I've described. I'm going to turn you up a little. I've described to the audience the situation at your local college. I have not named the college, however, I'm sure probably most of the audience knows what college is. You can feel free to name the college if you'd like. But I've described the situation, and so what it is exactly that you want me to do, Katie?
See, I'm coming to you, Fremont, because I'm in a bit of a conundrum. You see, my entire college population, well, not entire, that's a bit of an exaggeration. A large part of my college population is apathetic and mindlessly feeds on the right-wing rhetoric that comes out of our college newspaper. So I don't really, and my first approach was to write a piece that would, shake it up a little bit and present a different opinion, but that was shot down. So now I don't really know what way to follow up.
Well, Lawrence, I think it's simple. Okay, now the Fremont school of things is to quote unquote shake things up.
Are we talking road trip?
We might be talking road trip. Do you need us to come to the school, Katie? Because we would gladly do that. Yeah, we could. We could,
This is Larry that you're speaking with, Katie. That just made you laugh.
Start out with just us, and slowly we could maybe play some music, maybe a little girl talk. Or something.
See what goes on.
All right, so we start the evening maybe with some white wine with a couple of ladies.
Yeah.
And then we move on to the revolution from there. Is that what we're saying?
I think, I don't care where it goes.
Exactly.
But
all right, how about I bounce some ideas off you that you might be able to do on your own, and perhaps Lawrence and I in the upcoming weeks we can come down and see exactly what's going on.
Hands on, Katie.
All right, so this article that you wrote, could we perhaps distribute it to the people around campus?
Is there a dining common that you could leave it out?
Yeah, a dining common, perhaps in their mailboxes. Could we do something to that effect to get the word out outside of the school newspaper?
I mean, that in theory that is a very good approach, but the only problem is when myself and my friends who are of a like mindset have tried to do that, it gets very little attention. I mean, for example, let's go back maybe 2 years. I was a sophomore, and what I did was I printed out a large number of pamphlets that had like a list of shocking facts, you might say, or generalized.
Shocking facts. I mean, it's that whole.
It went unnoticed. It went unnoticed completely.
What's that whole thing? It's that whole thing. You put up a poster that says "sex" real loud, and then you try to get someone's attention.
Speaking of which,
listen, Lawrence, I think I have a solution for this.
Ahead,
okay, you send out a pamphlet with. Abby Hoffman did this move, actually. I believe to invite people to his wedding. You send out the letter with a bunch of rolled joints. I mean, people like pot at your school, right? Despite it being a Catholic organization, right? Can we do something like that?
Yeah, definitely. I think that's a good approach, actually. Abby Hoffman might have a point.
Where are we on streaking?
Streaking, all right.
I don't know. We were saying it doesn't shock. If we're looking to shock, we can see
streaking
some rear ends.
Concept is really getting onto something. You know, open their minds a bit, right? That's what we're getting at, opening minds.
Well, yeah, but you know, I really kind of like to do the, you know, all life's a stage, really go out there and try to do some performance art. Could you perhaps wear a t-shirt around campus that said the Pope is an aiding and abetting rapist? I mean, I've said that on air before, and...
He was also in Hitler Youth, and guess who wasn't? Old Larry. Wouldn't that put me in a better spot to be Pope than because I was not in Hitler Youth? And that line, Joey Ratz was in Hitler Youth.
Was he really in Hitler, our current Pope?
You should crack a book, Free.
Listen, I try not to pay attention to the Pope too much.
I apologize. I'm just saying.
I mean, we could do something like that that's shocking. We could do something also that is quite disgusting. Okay, you say this guy who wrote in was a pro-life individual. Oh. So what you could do, perhaps, maybe you could do like a college campus bake sale. Could we do something like that, like a bake sale? Like, is there a community campus place you could go to?
You know, the kids in their bake sales, they can't get enough these days,
Yeah,
right?
I think I can think of a few places that might work.
Okay, well, why don't we do a Fremont bake sale? Why don't we do, you say it's a bake sale for pro-life. It's supporting pro-life, okay? You get a bunch of burritos, something like that. Kids love the burritos, especially college kids. They're devouring
I do not love
burritos.
where this is going.
Okay? Instead of cheese in the burritos, you put a little man love juice. I don't know how I can say this. Instead of cheese, it sort of rhymes with cheese, other words for it. You put, in the female they call it Jezebel juice, but in the male form we'll just call it the male love juice. And you use that, you put it in the burritos. I mean, something to shock, right? I mean, Lawrence, I'm trying to work with what I got here.
I'm willing to be the bank to provide that. It's horrific, and I don't know if there's a law in the books, but there should be. I don't mean to be the stuff.
I mean, these are the ideas that Lawrence and I like to come up with.
Because, I mean, first of all, we're getting a message across, and second of all, I mean, we're providing protein. So, I mean, what can go wrong?
Providing protein.
Little to nothing can go wrong from that plan.
With a situation like that too, is what happens is the word gets out there, but they don't really know, was there actually something in there, was there not, was it a rumor? But that actually sort of spreads the force. Like, not to go back on Abby Hoffman again, but he was said to spread money on on Wall Street, on the floor, all over Wall Street. After that occurred, there was a question: was it monopoly money? Was it real money? And he sort of brought in the the local press by kind of using I don't know.
I don't know where you were. I'm sober tonight, ladies and gentlemen. I excuse myself. I am stone sober on the Fremont Show. First show ever.
Lawrence, for once.
Thank you. Yeah, sorry.
Anyway, I'm sorry I rambled a bit, but does that sort of make any sense? You sort of have to use rumor to your advantage.
Oh, definitely. And
fascination.
It's not actually.
It's not on short. Let's just say it's not on short supply on my college campus.
What? Oh, okay. I mean, hey, maybe we do have to go down there, Lawrence.
I think we should just
have to take
sniff them out, so to speak, and see what's shaking, and see who wants to party with this revolting revolution we have.
Exactly. All right, Katie. Well, I got to get some other segments. Thank you. I hope this is at least get your juices stirring, if you will.
It was nice to have a woman's touch on the show for
once.
once.
Absolutely. I don't think we've had a woman yet.
No, we certainly haven't.
Certainly not.
It's been a very lot of stressed denim here at the Fremont Show.
So anyway, good luck, and be emailing me. I'm out there, and spread the good word of Fremont on your campus. All right?
Bless you, Katie. We love you.
Always, Fremont. Once again, thank you for your wise contribution.
All right, thank you. Bye.
Well,
Lawrence, I think that went okay. I mean,
pleasant.
I think our suggestions were relatively.
Yeah, she sounds like she's with it, and she's ready to get after it. So,
all right. Well, Lawrence, perhaps the college youth needs us. But moving right along from the youth to discussion of our future.
Sure.
Of
is this what we were trying to get at last week when we were
right? We were cut off a bit. So what I want to do is really show your piece again.
Thank you.
About the future, Lawrence. And I think it stands for itself, but I think I have a couple questions, if I may, afterwards, because I kind of want to get your whole perspective on this.
That's fine. I do want to kick it off with zero relevance, but a triumph on the Fremont Show. If you'll notice or not notice, the subway sign has been darkened So I feel
okay.
like, yeah.
Does this mean we're not going to get free subs though, Lawrence? I mean, come on.
I don't think we had anything coming to us. We just
All
also
right.
missed a high five. I apologize.
Yeah, that was terrible. We'll
That's okay.
try to never do that on air again.
We won't
do
be
much
dancing,
better.
high-fiving. Anyhow, let's
this piece, sorry I got cut off last week, ladies and gentlemen. This is Lawrence Backcorner's plan for the future. And here it is.
dig it.
Hey, all you puppets out there in TV land. I know you're sitting there with your stuff in your hand. Well, I've got a few things you should know. One day you'll awaken with a horrific, melancholy erection brought on by dreams of a girl you'll never have again. So you make your way down to the basement, to the darkest corner. It's the only thing that will ever understand you. The ceremony begins. You've bought yourself this coffin. I mean tomb. I mean house. So your children would have a place to bury you. Let me tell you a little something about your American history. It's awful tough being a closeted transvestite in a conservative Christian community, and you don't even recognize yourself anymore. Eat from the tree of knowledge. The same apple that brained Sir Isaac Newton, the same apple that tempted Adam in the Garden of Eden. But there is a cost, a price for everything. Pay no attention to the man you see every day. Reinforce the walls so nobody else can hear the screams inside your own head. Be prepared, America. I was a human being.
Oh, c'est bon.
Well, it was a nice piece, Lawrence. It's very poetic. That's
I look at that and I am humbled by my own genius.
But I mean, you genius, you say. See, I like it as a piece of art,
Sure.
as poetry. However, you know, I come from sort of the idealistic standpoint. What exactly are you saying here the future holds? Are we sort of perpetuating this Cold War essentially within ourselves?
Sure. There's Iran, who's not a huge fan, and they're rubbing their hands together for nuclear power, because who are we to say that you know, we're responsible enough to have nuclear power? But no, not you, people in Venezuela
Right.
or other brown folk in Iran. It's ridiculous. I mean, I'm obviously
It's us here.
on Team USA, but I don't know if we always play by the rules. So I just death awaits us all. Sometimes in a singular, solitary sort of motion. Other times it's you know, you'll be outside chasing the ball around, and then it's just a big flash. Who knows? But just sort of there's nothing good in store for the future. So get ready and enjoy yourself now.
So it's a dark perspective on life, essentially, Lawrence, huh?
I would
It's a
certainly say
very dark, bleak. See, what I like to do myself is fight back. Okay, I've been becoming very frustrated lately about these apologies. Okay, it seems, and interrupt me if you disagree,
look
but
straight ahead.
It seems everywhere I see on television, everyone's been made to apologize.
The George Bush and Kanye West, I sort of heard today there was like a bit of a kiss and make up thing where I thought it was far more interesting. I thought it was far more interesting when Kanye said that, and then George Bush said it was the worst mistake of his
political
career. The worst moment.
Worst moment. I did hear that as well, actually.
Not 9/11 or the wars and the dead Americans.
Not 9/11. No, it was the Kanye West.
It was this. It was a rapper. So if you think rap's irrelevant, it's not. It was the worst. If you think Kanye, the things that Kanye West says.
Oh, George.
It shook our former president to the core.
It
so,
did. And
I
he's
don't know,
the gift that keeps on coming.
People are morons. I don't care for people. You know.
But you know, my whole thing, everyone's made to apologize. Keith Olbermann, as much as I hate the man, he has to apologize. That Juan Williams, I believe, from NPR, as much as his statement
He's no John Quiones, I'll tell him that much.
You know, as much as his statement was a little strange about, he gets a little nervous when he sees the fellas with the turbans on the airplane. He gets nervous.
Right, yeah.
Anyway, he's got to apologize. The president, I don't know if you caught him on 60 Minutes, okay? He gets on, and he's basically apologizing the entire episode of 60 Minutes for, you know, the financial crisis, which was essentially started by the Republicans.
Yeah, there was wheels in motion.
Okay, so I'm sick of us apologizing, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm sorry, but we're sick here.
Okay, I'm sick and tired of the apologies. Okay, sure. And there was one man. Okay, and people say I'm a large supporter of the Democrats. Whatever. I'm a supporter of freedom, for crying out loud. Okay. And there was one man in history who didn't apologize too much.
Who was this man, Fremont?
Richard M. Nixon. Okay, he was a bigot. He was a son of a bitch. But I tell you what, this Richard M. Nixon,
mean drunk too,
and a mean drunk. I've heard that as well.
Yeah.
Okay, but he got what he wanted, and he never apologized for anything.
And he went out like a G.
Okay,
you know, he got on
the only person that stopped Richard Nixon was Richard Nixon himself. Okay, that's what I'm trying to say here. And to honor
control
the man,
your own destiny, folks.
Again, is as terrible as he is. At least he didn't apologize. And to honor him, can I play a brief clip? That is very anti-Semitic.
To honor Richard, why don't you just play the clip?
I like to honor the absurdity of Richard Nixon. I just want to get my message to the people that I'm sick and tired of people apologizing, and I want to do a brief Richard Nixon.
Go ahead.
So let's
Tricky Dick.
All right.
Bless his dead, bloated corpse.
Oh, Richard. All right, here it is, ladies and gentlemen.
All the Jews got around close by, except for this strange malignancy now that seems to creep among them. I don't know, radicalism. I can imagine how the fact that Ellsworth must really tear all like hand to pieces or garment. You know? Just like the Rosenbergs and all that. That just has to kill them. You feel horrible about it.
Couldn't be a guy by the name of Smith.
Very good. Would have been a Rosenstein that changed his name.
It is right. It's always an Ellsberg or
everyone's a Jew. Ellsberg Jew, Rosenberg Jew. But there are bad. This was not a Jew. So that proves something. Very interesting thing. So few of those who engage in espionage are Negroes. Very lucky out there. They don't get it. As a matter of fact, very few of them become communists. If they do, they're like they get in the Angela Davis. They're more of the activist type. And they throw bombs and this and that. But the Negroes, if you ever notice, the grand few Negro spies, they're not intellectual enough. Not smart enough. It may be not smart enough to be spies. The Jews, intellectual enough. The Jews are born spies. You know somebody they just get it up to their necks. The basic deviousness. Well, also an arrogance. Because that's what makes he puts himself above the law. Yeah. Other than the spies with the pay, I'm talking about the spies that do it because of ideals.
So, Lawrence, that was our president.
Another former president. By the way, Haldeman, this is a haircut. Nice try, jerk.
Anyway, he was a colorful man. Apparently, the Negroes were not smart enough to to be Negroes. I don't tend to throw that word around.
It's not an everydayer for you.
So I'm sorry if I mispronounce it, but apparently it was okay in the '60s.
That's just mind blowing.
So. As bad as Richard Nixon was, ladies and gentlemen, I'm just saying let's stop apologizing. Let's fight back, okay? Obama doesn't have to go on and apologize for anything, all right? Fight back.
The always relevant
Mr.
Fremont
President.
show. We have a Nixon clip, and then we have a bicentennial clip to show, but do we want to talk about our little bit that we're doing on the way out?
Yeah, so Well, yeah, briefly I should say, as another tribute to the 70s, we're going to go out to a little bicentennial clip. This was an artist was basically, by the United States Information Agency, was given money to do this, this piece. And it's kind of retro.
It's kind of very groovy.
And he sort of, actually was kind of a kick in the face, it seemed like, right? Because it was very satirical about...
he might have been one of those sneaky Jews that Nixon was worried about.
Perhaps.
You know.
Perhaps he was,
So
Lawrence.
we'll bust that up, but tonight we're doing Neighborhood Patrol. We're going to film that on the way home. We're going to walk home, make sure everything's okay, because we're out in the streets, even though... You know, no one seems to give a rat's behind.
Yeah, so ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching this program, come on down. We're gonna do a little Fremont Lawrence neighborhood watch. We're gonna film it. We're gonna make sure all you guys are nestled, snug, tight in your beds.
We should hit the clip though, because we're running.
All right. Well, it's I believe it's what, a 3-minute clip. I just want to make sure that people know.
Re-explain what we're doing.
know that they're comforted. We're gonna do a Lawrence and Fremont.
We'll be right out here.
Neighborhood watch.
I brought there's a flashlight in my car. It's on. We're gonna take back the night here in Somerville.
Yeah. So yeah, if you're in the area, ladies and gentlemen, come and join us. But I think, is that it, Lawrence?
That's it. Oh, right. Stay tuned next week. You can get involved in my religion and send me all your money and younger sisters as well.
Nice. Looking forward to Lawrence. All right, well, have a nice night, Somerville, and I hope we see you out here.